Hello dear students, this is Bharat Kumar from Jagat Public School Varanasi. I'm going to explain the topic green skill. Okay, let's begin. So first, the thing that we have to learn about the green skill, that is the environment. Environment, the term that is derived from the French word environ, that means surrounding, that comprise our surrounding, that includes the air, water, earth, surface, plant and animals. Environment can be categorized into the two parts. First is the natural environment, second human-made environment. Okay, so what is the natural environment? It includes all living and non-living things occurring naturally on the earth. For example, plants, animals, birds, insects, lands, mountains, water bodies, sun, air, rainfall, minerals, etc. The natural environment also can be subdivided into the two categories. First is the biotic component and second is the abiotic components. What is the abiotic component and what is the biotic component? So all living organism within the ecosystem is a biotic and on non-living organism in the ecosystem is a abiotic. Okay, moving forward. Human-made environment. The human-made environment includes the human activities and their interaction with the abiotic components. It comprises the structure made by the humans such as the houses, building, parks, bridges, market, factories, dams, vehicles, etc. Okay. So we have to learn the term ecosystem also. An ecosystem is a community of living and non-living components which are interdependent on each other. An ecosystem is formed when living things interact with each other as well as with non-living things like sunlight, heat, protozoa, algae, bacteria, etc. All such things are interacting with each other to make an ecosystem. Components of the ecosystem. So there are three types component of the ecosystem: autotrophs, heterotrophs, and non-living matters. Autotrophs, they are the producer in our ecosystem like plants, and the heterotrophs, they are the consumer of the energy in our ecosystem like animals. Non-living matters, matter found on the ground or at the bottom of the aquatic like soil, sediments, minerals and many more, we can say as a non-living matter in the ecosystem. Okay, so on the earth, as a human, as an animal, we are living here, so we require some basic things to live on the earth like water, sunlight, air, habitat and food. These are the 5 basic requirements for living on the earth. Next, relationship between the man and environment. The interaction between the man and the environment is well established from the earliest time to the present. The man and the environment, you can say the human and environment, are connected with each other on the earth. In the relationship, environment influences the life of the human being, and the human being is totally dependent upon the environment for the food, shelter and the clothing. Okay. Then what are the human activities effect on the environment? We are the human beings, we have some basic needs. To complete our needs, we are totally dependent upon the environment. So to fulfill our needs of the increasing population also, the human beings undertaking the certain activities like the industrialization, unplanned urbanization, deforestation and exploring the natural resources that causes the environment instability and ecological imbalance in the environment, and that is a very bad effect of the human from the human on the environment. Ecological imbalance. Anything that attempts to alter the balance of the ecosystem can threaten the existence of that ecosystem, and they are leads to destroy our ecosystem. So let's understand some of them like over exploitation of natural resources, habitat destruction, environmental pollution, greenhouse gas emission, nuclear weapons and radioactive wastage, and biotechnological misuse. So these are the some terms that are creating the imbalance in our ecosystem. So we have to conserve our natural resources because in the beginning of the civilization of the human civilization, there was a abundance of the natural resources on the earth. There is no any problem of the resources on the earth, but by increasing the industrialization and urbanization, the consumption of these resources are also increased. But if we are going like that in the future, there will be nothing for our future generation. So now we are at this stage where we have to conserve our environment and our natural resources. So how we can conserve our natural resources? So there are three basic tips to save our environment. First, reduce. Second, recycle. Reuse. So this is the three R's that can conserve our natural resources. How? So buy the only essential things and reduce the consumption of the natural resources, and process the old items to create the something new so that we can recycle the items. And the reuse, you can use the same object over and over again before the recycling also. So this is the way to conserve the natural resources. Environment protection and conservation. So here are some tips to protect our environment and conserve the natural resources. Develop environmental friendly habits. Use less electricity. Refer the Energy Star rating before buying any electrical product. Use the LED and CFL instead of the bulb. Use the cycle for the short distance traveling. Practice the rainwater harvesting at home. Use alternative fuels in the vehicle like the CNG. Use biogas at home. Human activities and environment. Here are some human activities and the environment that can affect each other. So the environment affects the people through the climate, water availability, shelter availability, soil for plant growth. The people affect the environment, burning the fossil fuels, creating the urban areas, cutting the forest of the wood, flushing the waste into the rivers. You can see there are the environment who is giving everything to the human, but the human is giving the environment and in return is nothing. So we have to protect our environment. So that we have to learn some skill. So the term is coined as the green skill. It refers to the knowledge, ability, values, and attitude needed to live in, depend, and support a society which reduce the negative impact of human activity on the environment. Green economy. So before learning about the green economy, first we have to know about the economy. Economy is a system of organization and institution that either facilitate or play a role in the production and distribution of goods and services among the members of a society. Green economy is an economy that results in improved human well-being and social equity while significantly reducing the environment risk and ecological scarcity. Over the past decade, many scientific studies have highlighted the problem of environmental degradation and climate change. As a result, the concept of the green economy has become a global agenda. So, some important global events over the last few decades focusing on the green economy that includes 1972 Stockholm Conference, 1987 Brundtland Report, and 1992 Earth Summit and Agenda 21, and 2012 Rio Plus 20 Conference, and 2020 ICSD Conference. So there are some basic aims of the green economy, that is low carbon growth, resource efficiency, and social inclusion. These are the three aims of the green economy all over the world. Green economy in India. There are three aims of India through the Green Economy Initiative: issues of energy scarcity, issue of environment pollution, issue of unemployment or underemployment. Okay, thank you.